A city audit found that Lexington council members gave tens of thousands of dollars to nonprofits over the years, but they don't have the receipts to prove the money was well spent.
And some of the findings were basically that there wasn't enough accountability built in to the processes in terms of following through with did these organizations spend the money on what they were supposed to be spent on.
For the past 2 years, council members have been allotted $15,000 each. Around $10,000 is set aside for neighborhood development funds, and the other $5,000 is for council spending, for travel expenses, office supplies, etc. As Vice Mayor Dan Wu explains, a council member can spend these allotted funds to support a local organization or nonprofit. But it's how the funds were spent by each nonprofit that raised questions.
With so many new council members coming on this year, part of our learning curve was simply asking a lot of questions of like, oh, how do we do this? How do we do that? And realizing a lot of things weren't codified. A lot of things weren't written into rules. They were just kind of best practices or the way people have always done things. So that kind of made us immediately kind of look at it with a fresh set of eyes and say, well, shouldn't this be a rule?
The audit didn't find any wrongdoing on the part of the nonprofits when it came to the spending. It did recommend new policies be put in place.
I would love to see more accountability that if you are buying a couple of computers for the money that we're giving, that however many months down the road, you can show us receipts, you can show us paperwork to say, yes, we indeed bought computers with that money.
To prevent questions in the future. In Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.